everybody's very positive. They were positive in South Africa. They were positive about the pre-season. Finley's very positive about today, and that's great. But wins are now the only currency in town. You've got to start winning. Are you working through the problems that are there, the mistakes and the errors to actually fix that? And can it be fixed in time to make Friday evening the start you want?
Yeah. Well, firstly, we are positive, but we're not. I'd say we're not fools either, William. We're very aware that we haven't performed anywhere near our best. So we're owning that. You know, you only got to watch the games. There's been 3 losses against 3 good teams, which that's tough, but our performance hasn't been where we've needed it to be. So we're all very conscious of that and all quite prepared to put our hands up and say we need to be better. Am I seeing the energy and the desire to get that better? Totally seeing that from coaches. I'm seeing it from players. I'm seeing it from every angle. You know, there's a disappointment with the way we've performed, but there's also a real energy to right the wrong and to put out our best performance. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to, you know, we never enter that game to make errors and not win, but that's what we've produced. So we've owned that, and I do believe we've, you know, and the way we've managed this week, we've put ourselves in the best possible position to hopefully get our first win on Friday night.
Is the problem consistency or concentration at times? That there seems to be players maybe playing a bit off script, and sometimes that's got you into really good positions, and then it goes back into the pace drops, and then an error occurs. Is that what you're seeing? Is that a fair reflection?
Yeah, I'm seeing honestly uncharacteristic errors from players that normally don't make those. I'm also seeing a really stop-start affair in all the games that we've had. You know, we pride ourselves on being a team that wants to play fast. Well, I think we've had an average of about 33 minutes of football in the first 3 games, which is way too low. We sat at 35 and a half or 36 last year. So, and we've played against, you know, 2 teams in the Stormers and the Bulls, respectfully, that they like to play a reasonably open brand of footy. But we've had, you know, a penalty count of 36 in the last game, not against us, 21 to opposition, 15 against us. So, yeah, the games are so stop-starty, mate, and we just can't get flow. And then with that flow, we're then making the errors. So, yeah, there's a frustration around that. We then get players trying to create something and possibly come a little bit off script, which maybe throws other people out. So there's an energy and desire to fix the thing, but we just need to be really collective with that, and I'm comfortable and confident that we'll get there.
Do you think an Interpro on Friday night, home game, new pitch, will galvanise maybe the performance and maybe up the accuracy?
Geez, I hope so, mate. You don't want to, you know, we can't ask for a bigger game. Our first game at home, a brand new pitch in front of family and friends, and against Munster. You know, what else do you want? Ideally, we'd like a couple of wins sitting behind us, but we don't have that. We had I thought what was a really good performance in a pre-season game against Sale, where we showed, you know, some really positive elements of our rugby and our fight. I've seen that fight in the last couple of games, which has been really positive to see. But we need to be more than that. We need to be accurate. We need to be. We need to keep showing that fight, and we need to try and tie those 2 things together on Friday night.
Final one from me. Jack Carty, is he going to have a part on Friday night? And if so, what do you see as his position in terms of starting or bench?
Yeah, he's very close now to coming back and being involved. So one of the reasons we took him over to South Africa, there's a couple of reasons, but one, he's our team captain. I thought it was really important for him to come over and spend some time with the group. And the second thing was to get some training load under his belt. So he's had that now. We're about to go out and hit the training field this afternoon. So we'll see how he pulls through from that. And if he's available, then he'd be a great asset for us. But time will tell. In the next couple of days, we'll know that.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. That's me out.
Thanks, William.
Tony?
Hi, Andy. How are you doing?
Good, Tony. How are you?
Good, thanks. You were just talking there about the stop-start nature of the game, and I was just wondering, do you think the length of matches is becoming a problem in rugby? Just looking over the weekend, your game with the Bulls was almost 2 hours. I think 6 of the 7 matches in round 3 were hitting around the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon it is an issue if we don't contain it. Players or spectators don't come to have these large pauses in play where there's decisions being made and they can't hear what's going on. That becomes frustrating. Players and coaches, we don't play the game to have all these long breaks in the game either. So there's a few things to tidy up with it. But yeah, let's hope that these are the longest games we'll get, and common sense will prevail over the coming few weeks, and we can shorten the game.
What do you think about these water breaks? I know Jake White was complaining about them after Friday's match.
I didn't see an issue with what we had before. If a bloke's thirsty, give him a drink of water. Like, to me, it wasn't adding time to the game. It was, you're just servicing the players that are out there trying to give their best. But now they're told they can have water at 15 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe at 30 minutes. Who knows? And then you got these long pauses in play again. So I believe the reason it was done was to stop runners coming on and putting pressure on referees or whatever. Well, if they're doing that, send them off. But don't change the whole game where we're now having these long water breaks and no one knows when they're going to get a drink of water.
Have you been reading about these experimental laws that are going to be trialled down in Queensland, where it's going to be, I think, 30 seconds to set the scrum, 60 seconds to complete a penalty, 90 seconds for a conversion? Those things, do you think that they can make a positive impact?
Yeah, I do. I think, I go back to my time at the Sevens. There was a shot clock which was introduced there, and if you didn't kick the goal within a minute, you didn't get the chance to kick the goal, and if you didn't restart within a minute, and you didn't get the chance to restart. And funnily enough, everyone managed to do that pretty easily once you knew the clock was on. So if you give people leeway to take time and slow down a game, if that's what they want to do, they will do that. If you set rules in place that say, well, there's your allocated time. If you're not good enough to get it done, well, you don't get the right to do it. People tend to fall in line with it. So anything that gives more ball in play time and more opportunity for us to be playing the game, people to be watching the game, to me is a good thing for the game.
Thanks very much for your time, Andy. Good luck on Friday.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.